What's going on? It's SFT. We're talking about the damn Falcons, man. What a year it's been for the Falcons. Like, what I expected from the Falcons this year, go in, win the NFC South, and try to win it at least. Like, I'm not even expecting 10 wins. I'm not expecting 10 wins, but beat the Panthers, have a somewhat decent record against the Buccaneers, beat the Saints because they're just not a good football team, and continue on with that level of success. Some type of success, especially when you go up against good competition, have some good games, perform good. Outside of your division, perform good, man. Put on a little bit of a show and give your fan base something to believe in. Not just that, give your players, your coaches something to believe in. And it has been the complete opposite. I expected that. Like, I had a strong expectation. Last year, you were a team that was almost there. You added a decent amount of talent on defense. You added some edge rushers, one brand new safety from the Broncos, which is a really good signing. I was a fan of that signing. But man, their struggles have been offensively. They've had some struggles defensively. They definitely can do better, but their struggles have been offensively, and it's been with Kirk Cousins stinking up the goddamn place. I'm not a fan of Kirk Cousins. You're gonna know through this video I ain't a fan of Kirk Cousins. Can't stand Kirk Cousins. But we're gonna go through the season and how it's looked for the Falcons. Now, in terms of major wins, we're mainly looking at against the Eagles, where Saquon dropped that ball in that late fourth quarter. They could have really sealed the game, but outside of that, we're looking at a team that's 7-7, one quality win against the Eagles, but who else did they beat other than the Eagles? The last couple of weeks has been gruesome, has been really bad, man. I'm looking at the schedule right here. Like, this last couple of weeks, they got the Giants, they got the Commanders, they got the Panthers. So at least they have some confirmed wins, hopefully. We don't know. After last year, man, when Desmond Ridder threw that ball away, when he was on the Falcons, at least he threw an interception to seal that game and to give the Panthers the opportunity to go to the other end to get a field goal for that win. I couldn't believe it anymore. I was like, yo, this franchise must be cursed, but they could potentially go 10-7, which makes it a decent season. Right now, they're 7-7. They got 2 winnable games and 1 game against the Commanders that they're going to lose. So they're going to finish about 9-8. Are they going to win their division? Probably not. Are they going to make the playoffs? Definitely not. If the Commanders win, they're pretty much securing themselves into the playoffs. They're not going to be able to compete with the Rams, but I want to get to something greater than that. I want to get something bigger than that. I want to get to this guy, Kirk Cousins, man. I have not been a fan of Kirk Cousins for a long time. Ever since the Washington days, I remember I was a lot younger, and I remember the franchise tagging him, and I realized like they don't really like this guy. Like, this guy, they don't claim him. They don't want him to be their quarterback in the future. I can understand that. Whatever. You really do need a quarterback for Washington, but they said we want this guy to go. They let him go to Minnesota. I wasn't a fan of that from signing from Minnesota, but Minnesota has a thing for underwhelming quarterbacks that I'm not a fan of. Daniel Jones, JJ McCarthy, just bang average quarterbacks that aren't going to take to the next level. They just love them, but you keep Kirk Cousins for 4+ years around then. I think it was about 4 years. I mean, a good regular season guy, I guess. But when you need him in that postseason, what was he? Nowhere. That's just what he is. He's not a postseason winner. That's what he is, man. He's a guy against bad competitions. He's going to play really good. Against good competition, against good defenses, he's not going to play as good. Here and there, he's going to have a game where he performs good. But outside of that, most of the time, he's underwhelming. He's really, I want to say he's underperformed because I don't expect much from him. But for most people, he underperforms consistently in these big games. The guy is just so damn disappointing. He's so damn disappointing, man. I want to get to his season stats because his season stats are even worse. I did not expect it to be this bad. Last game, 112 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 78.6% passing rating. But throughout the season, 3,500 yards. We got 3 games left. 18 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, bro. Do you know how crazy that is? That's almost 1-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. This guy absolutely stinks, man. He's stinking up the place this entire season, and I expected this. I really strongly expected this. Last year, he showed a little bit of flash early on with the Minnesota Vikings, but we know who he is. We know who Kirk Cousins is. He's a guy that can come in, give you a little bit of stability in the quarterback position. He's going to throw interceptions. He's going to have really poor games against good competition, but at least he affords you a little bit of stability for that next quarterback to come in and really take the reins. But man, he's underperforming my expectations. They were already low for him. All I wanted from him was to be that next stepping stool to get to Michael Penix. He's not even allowing them to get to Michael Penix. He's just stinking up the place. You got another year guaranteed. I don't know what the Falcons are going to do. They're going to get a first round exit. I'm guessing they won't even make the playoffs. I assume they won't make the playoffs. If the Buccaneers take care of business, guys are getting back healthy, they won't make the playoffs. And if you're the Falcons, you have to look at it and say, we had this conference in a headlock. We lost to the Broncos. We got blown out by the Broncos, excuse me. We lost a very close game against the Chargers at home. Kirk Cousins, how many picks did he throw that game? He threw 4 picks. I just check real quick, man. The guy threw 4 picks, 245. I remember how bad those picks were. Those are some bad interceptions. A pick 6 too, I believe. Kirk goddamn Cousins, man. The Falcons got bamboozled. I'm telling you right now, it's like the NFL doesn't have a great understanding of what we see. It's like I watch more film than them. I know this guy. I know he's a bum. I know he's not going to take them to that next level. Yes, I know you really want quarterback stability, but you want it this bad. Now you're getting a washed up Kirk Cousins and you're smoking your money down. This guy is a legend in terms of making teams break their pockets to give him money, man. I gotta really salute the guy, man. We gotta talk about them drafting Michael Penix. Great decision. You know, owner was like, why are we drafting Michael Penix? We just got a quarterback. This is why. This is why, man. When this guy comes out, plays terrible, which I expected him not to play as good, even though he's surrounded with nothing but weapons, he's still not going to play good. And you have Michael Penix learning, hopefully, from his mistakes, not taking in those mistakes. And people are calling for him to get benched. I don't think they're going to bench him. I don't think they should bench him. Let him ride out the rest of the season. You're not making the playoffs, man. You're not making the playoffs unless, barring a miracle, that happens with the Buccaneers just fumbling the division. You're not making the playoffs, man. It's sad, but it's what you got to live with it, man. You got some really tough losses in there that you should have lost. Chargers game was disgusting. Broncos game, you got blown out. Don't even get me started with that game. Got absolutely demolished. A lot of really poor games against the Vikings. He was so bad, man. He went back to Minnesota to remind them why they let go of him. Garbage, man. And to finish it up about the Falcons, as of late, they've just been defensively underwhelming, man. Yes, they've had a good game against the Raiders. They had a really poor game against the Vikings. If you guys saw that DB looking around like he's looking for a plane or something, like he's looking for a bee in his house. Man, this guy. What a shame. What a goddamn shame. What a goddamn shame the Falcons are. I can't believe it, man. I expected this. I'm loving it. I'm loving Kirk Cousins' downfall. Some people say, do you pray for his downfall? I don't. I just expect them to happen. And this is a downfall I expected to happen. Am I shocked? No. Obviously, I'm not shocked. Why would I be shocked? It's Kirk Cousins. Come on, man. This guy's a bum. But that's all I had to say. Just had to take time out of my day to just dunk on Kirk Cousins, man. And these damn Falcons. I don't know why you picked them up. I like the Falcons. I wish the Falcons made the playoffs. It would have been fun to see them in the playoffs. Kirk Cousins. Like, you're going to get a first round exit. What are you thinking? Like, what makes you think you're so special to where you can pick up a guy like him who showed you years and years on end what he is, and you still accept him? This is foolishness at its finest. And this is what the Falcons deserve. First round exit, man. I'm not saying their coach should be fired, but boy, you really could have kept Arthur Smith if you're going to be doing some nonsense like that. Another year out the playoffs. Last year, I think you had a negative record. This year, you spent more money just to be a bad team again. You brought in a 160, 80 million confirmed for those first 2 years for Kirk Cousins. And now guess what? You're getting jack shit from him. You're getting nothing from him. Stinking up the goddamn place. I'm a Dolphins fan, so I can't talk much, but it's a damn shame. But that's all I have to say. Like, subscribe, take care, peace.